name is Brian Donovan with Thai Martial Arts, and in this video we're going to be going over straight punches. Alright, so we're going to get in our fighting stance in front of the bag. We want to get close enough for right now, just starting off. I want you to get close enough to be able to make contact to the bag. Okay, so extend your arm, touch your fist to the bag. That's how close I want you to be. Okay, get your fighting stance ready. So like you got that line in between your feet. If you don't know how to do a fighting stance, I got a link in the description to help you guys out with that, okay? Alright, so back foot on the ball of the foot, front foot, flat on the foot with the weight towards the ball of the foot. The knees are soft, they're not bent, but super low, but they are soft, so this way we can stay mobile. Okay, from here, hands are up. Hands are up right in front of me. Just make fists like you're about to catch a football, and then you're just going to turn them over to fist, okay? Alright, so from here, tuck the chin slightly. Now I just want you to make contact with the bag for right now. That's all you're going to do. Make sure you're touching with the proper part of your hand. Now, if I'm showing you guys from here, I have my hands up, I'm in the ready position. If I'm going to throw a jab, I want my hand to track. Okay? Meaning I want it to stay on the same line, the same plane as I'm extending that forward. Okay? We're hitting with the two big knuckles, not the bottom two, the two big knuckles. So, way you can think about it, these two hurt you, these two hurt me. Alright? We don't want a boxer's fracture, we don't want to break our hand or anything like that, we don't want to tear any tendons and ligaments in our hand, because these are your weapons. And whether you're in sports or whether it's in a real confrontation that where you have to defend yourself, we don't want to jeopardize our weapons. We don't want to break our hand or hurt our hand to the point where we can't use it anymore, okay? Because then we just took a weapon away from us, which could end up giving us an advantage, okay? And now we're at a disadvantage because we don't have that weapon anymore, all right? So you want to protect your hands, all right? All right, so back to work here. So I'm just going to make contact. From here, I just want to make contact with those two big knuckles. That's all I want to do. So I'm just throwing the jab nice and easy, nice and soft, making sure that my elbow stays down and tucked in. I don't want it to lift as I throw the punch because it's going to help guarantee that you hit with those bottom knuckles and you're going to push the punch. It's going to be a very weak punch, okay? We want to drill that punch in. We want to drill those knuckles into our target. We don't want to push them in there. Alright, so we're just going to stand here in front of the bag and make contact. Keep the elbow tucked in, bring it out, touch with the two big knuckles, and pull it back in nice and soft, okay? Maintain a good, strong fighting stance from here. You want to rotate into your cross punch, rotate into your cross punch. Now as you're rotating into your cross punch, make sure the same thing, we keep that elbow tucked in, we don't want it to flare out, okay? We don't want any chicken wings here. So I'm going to rotate and then just extend, cross, we want to twist that body and extend that shoulder. So I'll show you from the side here. From here, I don't want to just make contact here and still have all this kind of slack, if you will. I want to take that slack out, we want to stretch it, we want to twist the body, not to a point where you're overexposing yourself and putting yourself in a bad position, but we want to twist and we want to extend that shoulder. Very subtle, very small movements, but we want to make sure we get that full range of motion out of our punches, okay? Alright, so to make these nice and clean and crisp, we can just sit here. You can start off just doing 100 jabs, 50 jabs, something like that, and then rotate into 50 to 100 crosses before we start putting speed and power into it. And the reason I recommend making sure that you have nice, clean, accurate punches is because what I always tell my students that my very first karate instructor told me many years ago, which was fast and sloppy will make you fast and sloppy. But if you're slow and you're precise and you have patience and you take your time and you work the technique properly, over time you will get better, okay? So from here, we're just going to touch, rotate and touch, touch, rotate and touch. That's all we're going to do. Make sure, again, you're hitting with the two big knuckles. You do not want your wrist bending up or down. That wrist needs to stay flat. We want the impact. As you make impact on your target into the big knuckles, we want that energy to dissipate throughout your arm, okay? If you put a curve into it, what's going to end up happening? You're going to end up hitting with those knuckles. For one, you're not knocking on a door, you're trying to punch someone in the face probably. So, we're going to hit here, could cause damage to your knuckles, your fingers, hurt you a little bit, and then you could end up buckling your wrist. Now you're possibly causing damage and injuring your wrist as well, okay? So hit with the 2 big knuckles, and then that energy should dissipate throughout the forearm if you have correct posture and form, okay? All right, so again, my name is Brian Donovan with Thai Martial Arts, and that's your straight punch.